Hey everyone, hope you're all having a great day today. Thanks for joining us for this video.
On the front page of WSILTV.com. I have moved.
A new member of the family.
One-armed baby holding makeup tutorial. Hi guys, I join you today with new hair.
I am in Chicago, ready for my photo shoot. Things pertaining to the beauty world that are insanely exciting. Oh my gosh, I want to cry already. You guys know I 100% wear my heart on my sleeve. It is so hard to hide my emotions, but I knew this was gonna be a combination of amazing and hard to shoot. I have so many things to say. I'm already struggling to like organize my thoughts. Oh, of course, the garbage truck just pulled up there. It's squeaking. I guess it just wanted to be part of my moment here. I have not one, but two things to talk about. Massive big things. I have so much to say about each one of them, but I have to tell you first off, a little backstory. If you're new to me, or even if you aren't new to me, I just have to say, I have been on YouTube. This November, it'll be 11 years of making videos. Really pretty consistently. Sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, I can't believe it's been that long. Sometimes I think about it and I feel like I have gone through so much life in that time. Living in that little apartment, Tyler being in law school, starting my job at the news, working at the news for 6 years. From entry level, I'll do anything you'll let me do in this building, to anchoring the morning show for 4 of those years, to taking YouTube full time, having 2 children. You guys have been with me through so much life, and while so much of my life has changed and evolved and gone through a lot of, I'm gonna really try to hold it together here. Whew. So much of my life has changed and you've been here for it. And something that I've always loved and something that's always felt like home to me, no matter where I've been or what I've been doing, has been my YouTube channel. Part of that's just because I love talking about makeup. Like, I'm an absolute makeup freak. I'm obsessed with makeup. I could sit here talking about it all day if time allowed. And also, I really genuinely feel that in all these years on YouTube, I haven't compromised myself. I have had a lot of what I'll just call really tempting offers, sponsored video ideas, different things that somewhere in me they did not feel right. Props to all y'all who are finding the sponsored videos that really resonate with your soul and feel like the right thing to do. But in my experience with my channel, I've seen them as a brand trying to sink their teeth into what I do and change the delivery of my content and control the content, basically. And I've never been up for that. And I was asked recently, like, do you actually regret that? You know, not ever doing some of these things that you've been offered? And I can truly tell you no, because guess what I've gotten in exchange? 100% freedom. And I'm kind of addicted to freedom on my channel. Choosing my content, talking about whatever I want, letting my energy 100% drive the ideas that I do here on my channel. And I'm only answering to me and you. And I love that. And so enter the backstory of how this stuff all came to be. It was last fall. I remember the week that this came up because it was the same week that I fell down the stairs and broke my foot on Halloween night. And I remembered tweeting something at that time, like, it's amazing how one day you're breaking your foot and the next day you're getting an email that might actually change your life. And so it was from Adam, the owner of Revolution, Makeup Revolution. And he basically said he'd like to talk to me about possibly creating something with his brand. And I remembered thinking in that moment, probably going to be a situation where they've got their mind made up about something and maybe they just want to put a name on it or a face with it or something. And I sort of shook it off and didn't really react for a few days. But for some reason, this kind of stayed with me, this idea. Like, maybe you should look into it. Maybe you owe it to yourself to kind of dig a little deeper into this. So I was like, yes, let's have a call. And I guess it was maybe that next week I remember standing in my laundry room because I scheduled the call while the kids were asleep. And I had a list. I had a legal pad with a list of questions. And I think what made me me so intrigued was that I know I've done videos on Makeup Revolution, very honest videos, as my videos always are. I've never had any specific like brand loyalty to anyone. There are things from every single brand that I will like and things I won't like, and I'll always tell you that, and I always have. And I thought, if they've seen what I've done and that's how they discovered me, and they still want to work with me knowing that I have had both positive and negative things to say about their stuff, like maybe it's worth hearing them out and just talking. And so we talked, and he was like, we watch your videos here and we admire you for your honesty and your openness and your commitment. And I know the exact word I used about my channel is I'm very protective of my channel. I am mama bear in every sense of the word, for my kids, for my YouTube channel. Like, I'm a little bit of a control freak over it. I mean, this has been a one-woman show here for 11 years now and counting. Nobody else has their hands in what I do. I have no management. I have no nothing. It's just me. So stir together the control freak and the stubbornness, and you've got a person who doesn't really want to change her channel. And I said, if I did something, I would not want to change one thing about what I do on YouTube. I would not be willing to do any sponsored videos or feel tied to only doing things about your brand. I'm not going to become some kind of brand ambassador or anything. Like, I want to keep doing what I do here on YouTube. And they're like, we're not looking to change a thing. You might want to do a video to announce it, but like, that's totally up to you. And as far as the project goes, I was quite frankly shocked to hear that they didn't have any ideas for me. It could be a palette, it could be a couple of palettes, it could be whatever, you know, like literally no direction. That's a combination of awesome and terrifying. And so my head is swirling at the end of this conversation, and I'm like, I gotta think about this for a while. You know, that's just my nature. I have to dwell for a little bit before I feel comfortable going ahead. And I thought about it, and I talked to my family about it, and I prayed about it, and I felt just so unbelievably moved to do this project because the pros just so incredibly outweighed the cons. And it was finally something came my way that I felt I could authentically be me about, and nobody was going to try to change me or my message. And I just thought, you've got to do it. What have you not done here in 11 freaking years on YouTube? Let's make something, you know? Let's put something in the hands of people that's tangible. I feel like we share a lot of feeling and a lot of emotion here, but this is my heart and soul poured into something. And I thought, what an opportunity to learn about the complete other side of this industry that has fascinated me for so many years. The side about creating and coming up with something and learning about all the steps of what it actually takes to make something. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. And I just felt like there was so much to be gained from it. And getting my channel out there on a global level, you know, putting these in the hands of people who might not even know me yet. And you know, the Beauty Broadcast family, there's always room for more. You guys have made this like the nicest comment section on the internet, like, I swear. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna challenge myself. This is gonna be a huge challenge for me, but I'm gonna challenge myself to do something that I think is gonna make my viewers so proud and make them so like jazzed up about this. And plus, it's a brand that is sold at a price point that I feel is so consistent with who I am and what I love and support and what I've been doing since way back on my channel. The affordability is so there. So I got back to Adam. I told him I was game to do this, and my homework was essentially, you know, like, start brainstorming some ideas. Again, there was nothing plopped in my lap. It was like from scratch. Think up something. And so enter in the Needs palette. This is my little pink palette here. Yes, that's my name. I wrote it once, and I wanted it to be authentically like the way I write my name. So that's that in pretty rose gold. It says Revolution, Makeup Revolution London, the Emily Edit. The idea of the Emily Edit, it sort of took me like a throwback to the news days where we were always tasked with editing everything down to just the kernels of information, just the stuff people needed. I remember writing some of my first news stories, and they were way too long, and the more seasoned anchors would go through and they'd like cut out the fluff. And I feel like I cut out a lot of fluff on my channel to give you guys what you need, except in this video where I'm gonna talk forever because my soul needs to on this topic, okay? But what creating these palettes felt like to me was sort of an editing through of all the stuff. You know, I'm not about the BS shades. I'm not about the overlapping shades. Like, I want the things that need to be here. And so with the Needs palette, what I thought would be amazing is to do like a greatest hits of some of my favorite Makeup Revolution palettes. And I immediately looked to those palettes that have been featured in past reviews, in the Emily Awards, and I thought, what are my favorite pieces of these? And can we create a full face palette at an affordable price, $15 that somebody can use and just feel like they have all the pieces they need outside of like a foundation and a concealer and a mascara and a lip gloss, let's say. And so everything's in here. This is really cool. It's got a mirror. I remember telling the Makeup Revolution gang, like, I don't do clear sheets, so can we please get the names printed on the product? I can't believe we're finally to the point of explaining something here. We've got this wonderful matte. It almost acts like a translucent sort of, I like it as an under eye setting powder, but these could also be all eyeshadows if you want them to be. But that matte powder and then this matte perfect hybrid bronzer contour for me, and those both came out of the Ultra Contour palette. I chose this blush shade from the Hot Spice blush palette, and I chose this highlighter from the blush palette Goddess, and then I have 2 shades from Neutrals vs. Neutrals and 4 perfect mattes from the Light and Shade palette. So it's all in here, and this came together so quickly, this idea. Isn't this crazy? Like how I mentioned, you know, freedom is something I value so much with my channel, and freedom was the whole essence of this project. It's crazy. I feel like what I have here is like the ultimate throw it together full face. It's convenience, it's stuff I love from the brand, all kind of condensed and thrown into one. And I feel like I can get a light, really natural basic eye here, or I have a couple of sort of statement shades to bump it up a little bit. A really nice rich peach, and then Passion actually reminds me of the first ever MAC eyeshadow I ever owned called Beauty Marked. It's a nice level of darkness, and I feel like it can kind of make anything you do a smoky eye. But then they're like, you can rename these whatever you want. And I thought about, what are the needs? You know, we're calling this palette the needs because it's really like the things that you need. That's the way I see it anyway. And so I thought about things like courage, kindness, joy, gratitude, honesty, passion, peace, faith, hope, love, like everything that is essential in this world, you know, and I hoped that when people would pop this open and use it, they might not just glaze over those things, but it might be like that little reminder, you know, I'm all about gratitude journaling, I'm all about like counting your blessings every day, and I thought maybe when people pop this open, they'll think about those things, and it will bring them to a place of greater happiness and greater appreciation for their lives, you know, and so I love it. I love the size, I love that there's a mirror in it, and I love that it's hand-picked shades from Makeup Revolution. It's a great way to try the brand if you've never ever tried anything. I feel like I have so much to talk about here. I might be glazing over some things, but the textures here are amazing. They're so easy to work with. I feel like Joy is like that perfect corally pop on the cheeks. I'm wearing all the face colors today from this palette in this video, and Joy is just that instant application of happiness to the face. And Gratitude, the highlight, that was such a hard choice because I really wanted something that could be everyone's favorite highlighter. You know, I'm wearing that today too, and I built it up a little bit for quite a bit of a glow, but I have tested all this stuff on my mom. She's in her 70s, and I wanted it to look good on her skin also. It's just, I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier with that. And I just love the idea. And when I pitched that to the team, I was so thrilled that they thought that was a cool idea too, to actually take from their own existing line and put it into something. So that's the needs, but let's talk about the wants. This palette's been beat up a little bit. You'll notice because I've broken a couple of the shades. I've jammed my finger into a couple, but I've got some real smooth, slick pictures that I'll be putting in here as well, so you can get the best look at what's happening. But the concept with the wants here is like, this is the having fun moment. The needs was literally like the basic you can put together your whole face with. The wants becomes a way to do like a different eye look every single day. You know, it's my eyeshadow lovers out there. You guys know I love a good palette. I obsess over palettes. They're some of my favorite things to talk about on my channel. And would you look at that mirror? There were no promises on a mirror in this one, but when they were able to do it, I was like, that's freaking awesome. It's huge. I don't think I have a palette this size that actually does contain a mirror. Let's get 2 angles on me as I talk about this. While the needs came together so quickly, I felt like the wants, I poured over this. I lost sleep over this. I cried over this. I was so intense on this project, and it's amazing because like I really don't feel like I skipped a beat on my YouTube channel, and you guys did not know that all of this was being created, you know, in my off time, so to speak, if a mother has any of that. At first, we actually thought this was going to be a smaller palette, and then they proposed to me, would you like to go bigger? Okay, like how big? How about 24 actual full-sized, you know, eyeshadow pans? Wow. So what I started doing in the creation of this, I was looking for inspiration, and I looked to those discontinued palettes that are no longer available for anybody. And I thought, what are some of the things I have loved so much, like over the long haul? So I got out those things, was picking and choosing from some of my favorites there. And then I felt like I had those obligatory shades that I just love, you know, myself personally, that needed to go in here. And then the kind of tricky part was, how do we connect the dots and make this like a really usable palette with all of the basics in there that you would need to create looks? Because I think you'll see the colors that catch your eye when you first look at this palette, those are like the statement shades. Those are the things that came to me first. And then it was some of these like supporting cast member shades that I sort of had to dig up and really test alongside some of these other shades and make sure everything would just work together. And you guys, I can't describe the high that I was on the day I figured out that this was the palette, you know, that these were the shades I would need in here. In case you're wondering how that process worked, I basically had my hands on samples of so many eyeshadows, like so many. But when I settled on these shades, these finishes, these everything in here, I was so over the moon. I raced down the stairs that morning. I remember telling Tyler, I was like, I figured out the palette. Oh, and the placement of everything was like a whole other puzzle to me. And so once I figured that out, I was like, but we did it. Like, I figured out the palette. Like, I know exactly how it should look. It's the exact right balance of matte and shimmer. It's the exact right balance of like color and neutral, light and dark. And you guys, something I am so, so proud of, and I hope you can realize this when you get your hands on it. If you get your hands on it, I hope somebody gets it. But like the deep shades here, these rich colors, they actually show up as their colors. You know how frustrating it is to get a dark shade, you think you're getting plum, let's say, and then it just shows up murky and like blah, just darkness on your eyes. No, I wanted plum. I wanted dark, dark green. I wanted rich wine. And so I did specifically choose these shades because I felt like, okay, they can be built up on the eyes. They can be worked with. They're super pigmented, but they're not overwhelming me in an instant. And I felt like I had a continual comments section swirling through my head, thinking of stuff I'd reviewed, thinking about my viewers' reactions to it all, and the thought of shadows that swatch well but don't apply well. And like everything just had to work. But I love that my rich, dark shades actually show up true to color. And this is a palette, these are colors you can control, okay? I didn't want something people would stick their brush into, felt like, well, you know, that looks over because this shadow just got way out of hand too quickly. You know, I didn't want that. I wanted it to be so dang user freaking friendly. The greatest gift that I felt I could give in a palette that I would come up with is something that you could open up every day and feel like there's something new I can do with this. There's a new way to exercise my creativity. And y'all know, I mean, I've been, before this was even a thing, when this was just like individual stuff I was trying and working with together, I have tried so many looks with this and I still don't feel like I've done everything this can do. And that floors me and that excites me so much. And there's no BS colors in here. There's no overlap. There's no like too close shades or like, why was this in here? Everything has a reason for being in here. The Emily edit. I edited through everything and put in the best. It's unbelievable. Can I take you through the shades? I'll try to explain quickly what the names mean. The color at the top called the cream, that's a matte cream. This will probably be the longest story that I have to tell about any of these shades, but when I was little, when I was in like junior high, I dealt with some bullying. There were some not so nice junior high girls, okay? Everybody knows that. I came home crying a lot of days, and I remember my mom sort of pep talk to me, and this may have been an old Midwest farming phrase, but like the cream comes to the top, she would say. They will eventually grow up. You don't change who you are. Kindness prevails, that kind of thing. And so the cream comes to the top and the cream is at the top of the palette. So front and center, yes, thank you, Mom. This nice basic light brown here is a great crease color, Hobby, and so is Prayer. Those are like two basic elements of my life. Hobby is how YouTube all started for me. Prayer has been such a meaningful part of my life, and I used to pray with a to-do list for God, you know? Like I used to pray with like, God, can you please take care of this person? Can you help this person? Can you do this, this, and this? And over time, I feel like I've learned to be a better praying person because I pray with gratitude and I pray for God's will. And I pray to be just led and to let him live through me and let that light shine through me. And so that's what this is all about. Grateful is this gorgeous shimmery light green. That shade is so much fun to have in here. And I mean, you know what that means. And if there's anyone struggling out there with mood, with positivity, with just outlook on life, think about what you're grateful for. Start keeping a gratitude journal. 3 little points every day. It doesn't have to be major stuff all the time. One day it could be like, I am literally grateful for coffee. I am grateful for a beautiful sunset, whatever it may be, but that will change your life. Good Vibes over here is an all-out metallic copper. I know talking about vibes is like a trendy thing, but I literally feel like a good vibe is what a person exudes when they walk in the room before they even open their mouth. You know, it's that feeling you get from someone. And people pick up on that. You know, it's your presence. It's that, I don't know, hopefully an approachability factor that you put out to people. A good vibe. I love that. Side hustle, well, it started over here as a hobby. My YouTube channel did. It became more of a side hustle once I was at the station. Once I made my first $500 on YouTube and I realized maybe this thing can pay our apartment rent, I thought this is kind of amazing and life-changing. Midwest down here. Not to sound too sassy, but I have a lot of products named after LA. I have a lot of things named after New York, and the Midwest needs some love and some palettes, so it's here. It's my lovely little mid-tone warm matte duo, Midwest and Deuce Paid. Deuce Paid is kind of what this project feels like. I mean, I feel like I've worked so hard on YouTube for so long. This is sort of that tangible, like, I did it kind of feeling. But Deuce Paid is literally the color of a terracotta pot, and I love that in an eyeshadow. Eve Rose and Belle Violet, those are my girls. I mean, I love having shades named after them in here. And Eve Rose, it looks a little bit pink at a glance, but it's kind of a unique shade that comes off very golden on the eyes with a tinge of pink. And Belle Violet is a classic, beautiful lilac. And a lot of these shimmery shades, they apply best on the eyes with a bit of a swipe and a drag of the brush. Okay, so not just like a pat, 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 but like press your brush onto your lid, give it a little bit of a drag, and you'll see that color payoff happen. They also apply great with fingers too, any of these shimmers. Capricorn is my sign. It's a nice earthy brown with shimmer, so pigmented, so beautiful. Pi Phi, Pi Beta Phi is the sorority I was in, and this wine color is one of the signature shades of the sorority, and so I thought that would be a perfect name for that color because I need that deep, rich, winey, purpley, plummy burgundy. Oh Heavens is sort of another shade dedicated to my mom because that is her exclamation to everything, like, oh heavens, like when I show her this palette, oh heavens! It's just what she says, and this is your light, shimmery, pearly color. It's not like shimmery to a super metallic sense, it just has a beautiful sheen. It's a great inner corner highlight, it's a great facial highlight as well. Love Tons is my shade dedicated to Tyler. This is a stunning and very rich berry color, and Love Tons is just the thing that we say. It's like the last thing I say to him before he leaves for work, before we go to bed. Our girls say that too. It's just, I don't know how it really caught on, but it's become this catchphrase of the family. Pizzazz is just my favorite word in the English language. I love the word pizzazz. Pizzazz! This shade is a really beautiful shimmery mauve. It has kind of a cool shimmer in it. I'm actually wearing that as a crease shade today. It makes a beautiful crease color, or like a one shadow look. Family is arguably the most important shade in this whole palette, and that's dedicated to my immediate family. That's dedicated to the family we have built here online, the Beauty Broadcast family. There's no better catchphrase for you. There's no better nickname for you than my family. You guys have been here for me. Like, you really have. And this plum color, I like that it's kind of centrally located in the palette because it truly accents everything around it so beautifully. You can definitely go to brown or black to create contrast with your look, but try the plum and try layering it up over so many different things, and it's stunning. Top Story is this beautiful gold that really captures my attention when I look at the palette, so I thought Top Story is the best name, and that takes me back to Newsdays. I'm wearing a mix of Top Story and Eve Rose on my lid today, actually, and then I've got Pi Phi, a lot of this wine color in the outer corner, and like I said, some pizzazz in the crease. Apartment, the color of the wood paneling in that lovely apartment, and also those wooden closet doors back behind me where I shot a lot of my videos. Cupcake, Cupcake is my cat, and this is just this beautiful, it's the exact same feel and finish as Oh Heavens right above, but it's like pearly peach. It's gorgeous. Laugh Cry, this is the shade dedicated to my sister. Basically, anytime we're together, we find ourselves at the point of a laugh cry. Yes, we're making a one-word term now, and it's where you are laughing to the point of crying. And this shade is just a joyous, like, soft orange. I love it. It's so pretty, like on the outer edge of any look that you're gonna do. Cheer at Monmouth College, where I cheered. Cheerleading was the passion for me before makeup took over, and red was one of our colors at Monmouth College, and I just love having a great ruby red in here. Heartbeat is the single greatest sound in the world. When you're pregnant and you're going to the doctor and they're doing the Doppler to pick up the heartbeat and you hear that heartbeat for the first time, it is the most amazing sound. And Heartbeat and Good Vibes at a glance look a little similar, although Good Vibes is much more coppery and Heartbeat has a little more pinky rose in it. Corduroy, who's read the book about the little bear with the green overalls? That's the corduroy color, and that is so much fun. That rich green, it's like a forest green, but it really really does show up. It's not so dark that it'll just look black. I adore that shade. I worked so hard to find the right exact color that I needed there. And then Dark and Early, you guys know that's when I shoot my videos. It's an amazing, soft, rich, yet I think manageable black. So, I mean, that's everybody. You've met the whole family here. That's the Wants palette. This is the Needs palette. This is $20. This is $15. You don't know how thrilled I am with that amazing, amazing price point for these products. I am so proud to have my name on a drugstore price range makeup product that is this top-notch quality. Like, I can't even say. I will 100% be doing tutorial videos with these, not because I've been required to or sponsored to or anything like that, but just because I want to. I want to give you guys some inspiration. I hope you'll throw that right back at me with some pictures. If you've tried anything with these, I'm sure you will come up with some probably more amazing ideas than I will with those shadows. I'm eager to show you like how the full face comes together with this palette, and then just multiple looks with the Wants. Look at them together. Aren't they like a couple of scoops of ice cream or something? I love that. I've linked below to where these can be purchased. Revolution's website, Ulta's website. I'll share details ASAP as far as when they'll be in Ulta stores. I mean, can you believe this, guys? Like, I have so many thank yous. I have so many people to thank. Thank you so much, Adam, for finding me in a sea of people where there are people with more subscribers. There are people with more, like, star power. There are people just, I don't know, better choices than me. But somehow this opportunity came to me. And I mean, this was born here. This was born in this room. I am a small town kid. I am a one-woman show here on this channel. These ideas came out of my own brain, and I'm still a little in disbelief, but I'm so thankful. And I hope this will inspire some of you all that, like, look at your channel big picture. Don't always look at everything as how can I get some quick money here. Look at your channel big picture. If you love this, I'm talking to the people who love this, who love doing YouTube. Look at yourself big picture. Are you here for the long haul? Take the opportunities that feel truly right to you, because I'm here to say I did it and I could not be more proud. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Kinga, for bringing like my visions into a really real place. Thank you, Carrie, for being this backbone of everything moving forward through this process. Kate and everybody I got to meet in Houston, and Jazz and Charlotte, everybody who was at my photo shoot, Tanya and Greg. It's amazing to be a small part of a really good team. It's so cool. I'm honored that you'd have me. And thank you so much to Tyler and to my mom and dad. I don't think I could have done this without all of their support and their, you know, helping me out when I needed a little extra time to finish this or that, and helping with the girls and doing all this. Like, thank you, everybody. If you're still here, thank you. This is the biggest blessing. I can't thank you all enough. You guys who have been with my channel for a long time, or those of you who have found my channel just recently, I can't imagine a more supportive group of people. I look through comments and I think, where are these kind, amazing people coming from? Like, you're out there and you're real. You've shown me so much love and support, and ultimately you've given me the amazing gift of confidence to be myself and to present myself as my authentic who I am day in and day out on my channel, not changing for anybody and feeling okay doing that. You know that song, I don't wanna be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. That's me. Like, I'm living that. That's gotta be like my channel theme song, but that doesn't just come out of nowhere. That comes from love and support from real people. And so thank you so much. That's all I'm gonna say for now, until I'm back with another video talking about this stuff. Can we do a big cheers, everybody? Cheers! I'm so excited! You guys have a great freaking day. Hope you love these palettes. I'm over the moon for them. We did it, y'all! Thank you so much and have a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.